Welcome into High Top Sports Network. Joining me tonight, a very special guest. Everybody's been clamoring for him to hop on and give his 2 cents. Shamokin Wolves and soon-to-be St. Vincent product, Niko Buffone. Niko, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Joe.
Always. Niko, you're a senior. You've been kind of one of those guys that have been counted on early on in your career, not just exclusive here to your junior, now your senior year. How has your role shifted? I think that's always a good place to start. How has your role shifted now that you are a senior, and a lot is expected of you?
I don't feel like much of my role in the team has changed. I always have felt like I've had the opportunity to lead or at least support my fellow teammates. This year, especially having such an inexperienced team, I feel like I've been blessed with the opportunity to coach some of these guys, help some of these guys out, try to teach them some of the game that I've been blessed to know. And I feel like it's more me trying to connect with them and motivate them through this, what's probably going to be a tough season, and try to teach them and motivate them for future upcoming seasons.
I know you well, but this is more of a question, I think, for the folks out there to kind of get an understanding of that. You know, you talk about maybe some growing pains occurring right now. Is that sort of the silver lining for you in a little area? Obviously, wins feel better than anything else. But is that another area where you can get satisfaction out of this process, is, again, kind of leaving it better than you found it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've told my coaches I'm very excited for the opportunities that come past my senior year. I've accepted that we're no state playoff contention team, but we definitely are a group full of guys who want to be there, want to play, are excited to be playing the game. And that's something to be grateful for. I mean, you have teams that are really talented and just don't want to be there. But thankfully, we have a group that is willing to go out and give everything they have. And I feel like if we continue to build and continue to have that enthusiasm, there's going to be some promising years following when I leave here.
What do you feel like you try to do actively, that you consciously make a decision to do, that you feel like is something that's going to affect those future generations? You obviously have a younger brother who's going to be playing up through that system. So I'm sure that's important to you to again, leave it better than you found it. So what are some of the actual conscious decisions you make, whether it's staying late or, you know, saying hi to those younger guys so they kind of have a face with the program? You know, what are those things that you do, you know, to be visible to these future generations?
The big emphasis I have on how I play my game now is just to have a positive attitude no matter what. It seems to rub off on the guys pretty well when you get out, you're not coming back in the dugout and you're throwing stuff around. I don't believe that there should be any room of that in baseball. There shouldn't be. And I feel like that's probably the number one thing that I've left on the field, is to have a positive attitude and be grateful that you have the opportunity to go out. Like I've told the guys, we're blessed to be able to go out in the field because so many don't have that opportunity to do that. So just going out and having a positive attitude and enjoying the game for what it is.
You're obviously, and you said this yourself, your role really hasn't changed, just the year behind the name Niko Buffone, now a senior. Has there been anything though still this year specifically that you've learned about yourself, or do you feel like you've noticed about even your game, or just even noticed about yourself as a baseball player that maybe you hadn't seen in the years past?
I feel like I enjoy playing with a team that is willing to grow and willing to want to put all that they can into the sport. I'm not dissing on any of the teams I had in the past. We had some great talent in the past, like my sophomore year. Justin Smolik, my brother Vinny was on that team. Isaac Ollinger, Jude Ollinger's older brother. Great team last year with Bo and Trevor. They were great teams. And I'm thankful to be a part of that. But I feel like with this team wanting to learn, wanting to grow together, I feel like it's something that brings out the best in all of us. And definitely myself, I feel like it's helped me to grow as a baseball player and appreciate the little things of the game and to really bring out the best of myself, because I'm being pushed to try to give it my all, try to give it all that I can for a team that does the same back for me.
Well said, as always. What has it started to set in at all for you? You know, basketball is over. You know, the fall obviously over as well, and calling football games and that being a big part of your fall festivities, and then again basketball being over, and now a couple games in the season. Is it starting to kind of set in now that the end of the road is starting to become visible to you?
It is. I'm struggling more with the fact that I'm going to have to say goodbye to something that I've been so accustomed to for the past 4 years. Coaches I've grown close to, the environment I've been surrounded by. I've been blessed with great coaches the whole way up through with the football program, Coach Judd McCullough for basketball, and of course, Coach Cornetti and Coach Powers for baseball. Um, I struggle a little bit with saying goodbye to them. I know it's not going to be the end because I live 5 minutes from the school,
Right.
but it's something that's going to be hard to let go and say goodbye to. But yeah, I would say it's starting to hit now more than it did when I was calling football games in the fall. But yeah, I would say it's creeped up on me pretty quick.
What's you mentioned calling those football games? I have a tough question for you. This one's going to really might stump you a little bit. So what's harder? Bases loaded, full count. You got to throw a strike there.
Oh my,
And it's a tie game.
yeah, okay.
Or calling a last second Hail Mary
Oh,
and feeling like you did it justice.
oh,
And being able to walk out with the equipment that night and be like, I did that play justice. So what's harder, that or trying to get that strike three with the bases loaded in a tie game?
I feel like, quite honestly, it would be calling the game because that's something that you're encasing everybody's emotions in that call. I mean, we saw it with Lou's awesome pass to Dylan Wolf in that game against Homer Center. It was spectacular. It was something out of a movie. It was insane. And in the baseball scenario of it, I could at least have some faith in myself to throw the ball there, and like if it gets hit, it gets hit. That's the game. That's just how it rolls. But stuff like that football game with Lou's Hail Mary pass, that doesn't happen every day. Opportunity to play new baseball games happen every single day, but stuff like that is unique, special.
Right. Yeah. Walk-offs in football are few and far between. Certainly, it's hard enough to get a walk-off in baseball, as you well know. But to do that in
Yes.
football is nearly impossible unless the scenario is in place just as it was that night
Mm.
and Homer Center when you guys had that awesome call, and you guys did it justice. There's no doubt about it. The emotion, that's the thing. Broadcasters, the easiest thing to do well at it is be genuine, and that's what that moment was. You could feel the energy. I went back and watched it. It gave me chills, and I wasn't there. And that's your goal. And we always say we are the storytellers of time. You're telling the story. You're narrating what's happening, literally. And it's a big responsibility sometimes. But you and our buddy Sean certainly holding up your end of the bargain and doing it quite well. Couple more minutes here with West Shamokin's Niko Buffone. Niko, you're very involved in so much at school. When they were announcing you in senior night, felt like we had to give whoever was announcing a bottle of water to kind of clear their throat after they were done naming all the things you're involved in. Are you, being that it's your senior year and we talked, you're starting to see the end of the road, do you feel like you're gaining even more of an appreciation for the game of baseball and the things that you're able to do that's going to serve you well this fall when you step on campus at St. Vincent?
I would say yes. It's something about playing in an atmosphere where I realize that I'm not going to have this next year. It's not going to be like every other year where I get to come back out and it's like, oh, well, I get to come back out next year. It gives me an appreciation of things in the aspect of things don't last forever and we have to be appreciative of them. Coming on the campus for St. Vincent, it's going to be, I want to be a new fish in a big pond. It's going to be something special. And just like West Shamokin, I know that's going to be coming to an end. And it's really given me the retrospect of being appreciative of things in the moment and make the most of what's in the moment.
And that's a great segue into my next question. There are moments ahead, no doubt. There are plenty of games left on the ledger. How do you start setting goals? Knowing that maybe you've said we're probably not going to be a state contending team. We're gonna have more bumps along the road. How does the setting goal process? How does that work right now? And as the season continues to progress, how do you set goals with all of that in mind?
It's just talking to the team, motivating them to bring out the best they can every game. Like I said, we don't have 5 or 6 all-star baseball players. We have guys who give all they can on the field, and I'm more than appreciative of that. And God's blessed me with a great group of guys this year, and I'm very appreciative of them. But with that, it's just motivating them to do the most that they can. And most of the time, talking to those guys in the huddle, it's just telling them to go out in the field, give all they can, have fun, enjoy the game for what it is. Like we said before, appreciate being in the moment. Um, just telling them to go out and give it all they can, because that's all you can ask for in the game. It's baseball is such a mental game. It's crazy, and as long as you know that you're giving it your all, then you're doing all the things right.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think there's only a handful of other sports that you can actually compare, apples to apples with baseball, in terms of the mental side of the game that demands a lot of you, pretty constantly. What are there things you're trying to do right now, specifically, this, that, or the other, in an effort to get yourself to where you envision yourself being when you do step on campus at St. Vincent here in the fall?
Definitely an emphasis on trying to be the best at my craft. So recently, I've been really focusing on the things that I think I struggle in. Like last year, I really took the time after last year's season concluded to go over the stuff that I struggled with, what pitches I wasn't identifying well, what aspects of the field I wasn't really executing well. A big emphasis this year for me when it's come to my pitching game has been trying to utilize my two seam more, which has definitely been, I think, helpful when it comes to my pitching game. I've also focused on trying to weight back in the baseball and push it the other way. That's always been an issue with me. Anybody who knows me very well knows I like to pull the baseball. And it's not because I'm trying to hit it over the fence. It's because that's just how my timing works. So that's been a big emphasis for me. Just trying to tightening up the loose cracks in my game and trying to be the best baseball player I can be when I step into campus.
Yeah, and it's interesting, and that kind of again leads me to my next question. How much easier is it as we sit here in April of 2023 for you to go out and just enjoy the game and work on things and have, I guess, just a overall focus for it now that the recruitment process is over? Is that do you feel like a weight has been lifted and you're able to kind of enjoy it in a way that maybe you weren't this time last year?
I feel like either way, wherever I'd be taken in my baseball career, I felt like I was just there to enjoy the game. Some people say during the summer I play on my super swing travel team, a lot of the guys would get recruited and they'd be like, "Oh, good, weight off my shoulders, I'm good." But that's not why I play the game. I play the game to enjoy it. And is it a blessing that I was recruited by St. Vincent? Absolutely, and I'm thankful for it every single day. But I would say that nothing exactly changed once I got recruited. I'm still hungry to do well. I'm still hungry to be the best that I can be, and overall, just play the best baseball that I can. And no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm hitting the ball well, going 4 for 4, or striking out 4 times, it's just the pure beauty of the game. I enjoy the game so much, whether I'm being successful, whether I'm struggling. It's just a beautiful game, and I feel like no matter what step of baseball that I find myself in, I'm just always going to enjoy the game as much as I can.
Being that you're a subject that I'm able to interview, and I know I'm going to get a long-winded answer as any interviewer wants from their interviewee. I want to just ask simply, and don't overthink it. Don't try to simplify it, even just for what it is. What does baseball mean to Niko Buffone?
Oh my. Baseball baseball is something that I have been in love with since I was such a little kid. I mean, I don't remember being obsessed with anything other than baseball when I was little. That's what I built my character on. I can relate everything in my life back to this sport. Meeting new friends, learning how to talk to other people, life lessons like not getting down on yourself and trusting in yourself. Um, I've also met so many people along the way, people I call family now, friends that I've run into playing the game. It's a blessing to be able to be surrounded by people who also enjoy the game. It's created fellowship with so many people. Believe it or not, it's brought me stronger in my faith, going out there for a purpose, um, to glorify the man upstairs. I found baseball really driving me closer to the Lord, and that's something that maybe some people don't exactly see baseball as, but I take it as a big opportunity to try to give Him glory for what I'm able to do. It's definitely driven me in the path of what I want to do with my life as well. To have trust in something that I know that I can do, whether that's waiting back on the baseball and trying to drive it up the middle, or trusting in myself to pursue a career that I know that I can do and that I know I can put my maximum effort in. It's filled me with the confidence that I need, I think, to continue on in my life. And it's taught me how to go through my life. And it's brought so many wonderful people into my life, so many blessings. And I'm forever grateful for this sport.
Oh, you do it a service. I just hope that you're not planning on breaking your own school record of most times hit by a pitch in a single season.
I hope not either. I've
All right,
already
are we
had
off to a good
3.
start? Where are we at in that number, by the way? Where are we sitting right now?
We're at 3. We're at 3 right now.
3.
We're staying steady. 3.
Ooh, man, I'd love to know how many games in are we then? What are we talking here?
5 after tonight's game.
How many?
5.
5. So 3 through 5. Do you think you were ahead or behind that pace 5 games last year?
I feel like halfway through the season is like the marking point of when it started to get bad. It was at it in the beginning half, and then it just started to become a repetitive thing over and over again.
And I felt bad because I felt like every game I was there, you're getting beamed like twice.
I mean, it happens. It's become a part of my personality. My coach tells me all the time, Coach Cornetti, he said he's going to start throwing me the first pitch of batting practice right at my shoulder to get me ready. So,
yeah, hey man, it's a record's a record. Your name will be in the rafters of time.
Yeah,
forever. So unless somebody comes along and decides to get, what is it, 9? I think. How many was it?
I think it was 9. I can't even remember. I don't like to think about getting hit by the baseball, to be honest with you. Believe it or not.
Yeah, not the record. When you first step foot in the varsity field and you made the varsity team, you weren't thinking, you know what record I'm going to set?
Hit by
a pitch. Yep. Oh man. Well, Niko, appreciate you, dude. Best of luck. I know you'll make the most of this time, and you'll soak up everything and get every last bit of importance out of these last few weeks of baseball, because we can now quantify it and talk about it in the terms of weeks. Which is pretty crazy to think, but it's been fun watching you. We'll certainly be watching some more here over the remaining weeks, as I said, and enjoy it, and best of luck to the rest of you guys. We'll actually be there tomorrow, so we'll see you then.
Awesome. I appreciate you as always. Thank you so much, Joe.
Appreciate you, man. All right, that was Niko Buffone, Shamokin Wolves pitcher, catcher, shortstop, pretty much anywhere that Coach Dave Powers and staff feel the need to put him here on High Top Sports Network on this little bit of preseason preview, again on High Top Sports Network. So for Niko Buffone, my name is Joe Rhodes. We'll see you next time.